Hello, hello. Welcome again to another episode of Creative Minds. We are episode 21. Welcome back, everybody. Glad to see you guys. How's you guys doing this week? You guys had a good week? Any big changes? Anything new going on? Millie, I'm gonna
Well,
start with you.
as far as the investments right now, it's been bloody. It's crazy out there right now. You know what I mean? I'm sure probably people are just putting their hairs out right now. We just gotta ride the wave right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man, I'm not even investing no more, man. I'm done. This week.
Yeah.
Drew, how's it been going, man?
Well, no, it's been an interesting week, from the Bitcoin perspective or the crypto coin, the cryptocurrencies as well as the stock market. Just like what Emilio said, that has been the talk of the week, right? So it's really been a bloody market. So let's see how things are
Absolutely.
gonna roll over, within the next couple of days or weeks. Maybe things are gonna change, hopefully.
Absolutely. Yeah, you guys, we are going through some turbulent times in the stock market. It is a very big roller coaster going up and down. Pretty much this week, we had one of the lowest lows since March 29th of last year when the stock market basically crashed. So we're kind of going through that again. Every stock you can think of is pretty much down right now. SPY, QQQ, ARK, Bitcoin, any of your big ETFs, all of them are down at least in rougher to maybe 10 to 15% on all of them. So nobody's being spared. There's not even GameStop can save you. AMC, Wall Street bets, not all those down. Everybody's in trouble right
Yeah.
now. So it's not looking too good. But you kind of got to hold out. Basically check the market. Try not to catch a falling knife. I know everybody's thinking that you can probably dollar cost average into some of these stocks. Uh, you know, take heed. Because what's low today could be even lower tomorrow. So don't just assume that this is the lowest part, because the stock market can be the best limbo player in the game. It can go lower and lower and lower as much as it can. So, what are
Yeah.
some unique stocks that y'all have looked at this week that y'all might have thought, oh, I might get into this now that it's down? Start with you, Emilio. What you got?
I looked at some stocks. Nothing in particular. The only thing I kept thinking about is putting more into something that's gonna give me money back. You know what I mean? So with like the QYLD, if it's something that uh, that I know is going to give me money back, is put more money in to get more stocks into it. So now looking in that term, you know what I mean, at least to put more money into that. There are some other ones that were like, giving you like, another type of dividend, which went from like, I think I'm not mistaken, went from like 13 to like 7 cents per. So I kept, I think I grabbed one or two more, just, something small, you know what I mean? Because across the board, I was kind of going around, not just in one of them, but, nothing in particular. But uh, in the crypto, I did, ended up getting some more the one of meme coins that I know that I kind of like have this thing to it. You know what I mean? So I mean, other than that, it's pretty crazy. I'm still waiting for it, because I did do that last year also. When you talk about like the crash, and I didn't understood it at that time either. Where I was like, okay, I thought it was gonna go low, but it went lower, and I was like, oh man, I think I should have bought it at this time. But it's a learning curve, and it's still gonna be a learning curve. You know what I mean? Even in this year, but it's a matter of like even still putting a few more cents in there. That's it.
Yeah, definitely. And we got one more day. People tend to think that, oh, it might not go down all week. So everybody's hoping for a big kind of pullback on Friday. So I'm hoping that it kind of goes up. I would like to see some type of green in my portfolio, so I don't have to restart everything. Uh, just like you mentioned, QILD is down a little bit. I'm kind of taking a little loss right there, but I am
Yeah.
trying to bag a couple more, so I can increase my dividend over time. So, but I got a feeling it's gonna go back up. It's gonna be all right.
Yeah.
Um, Gerard, what have you been looking at? Anything?
Yeah, I've been looking at some of the blue chip stocks, right? Whenever the market is down or significantly down, I kind of look at it as an opportunity to maybe take a peek of those stocks that I didn't even want to look at that were extremely too high. So the dividend stocks that Emilio mentioned, those are some of the stocks that generally, right? Anybody that is trying to get in that wants to get those dividends, you probably want to look at those first. especially if you didn't get into some of the blue chips, right? Like the FANG, right? The Facebook, the Apple. If you didn't get into those early enough, it might be, too late, right now because of the price. The prices are kind of high, right now. But when the market is down, I kind of pick, to see if there's any, a wiggle room for me to get maybe one or two. So I always try to look that way. But for now, I probably want to be able to kind of pick some more dividend stocks just so that when things go this bad, you are still going to be able to get some dividends at the end of the month or the quarter. But on the crypto side, I'm always, looking at Crow to see whether it's, changing, here and there. So I always want to be able to add on to it just a little bit. But some of the other stocks, some of the other coins are also down. So anybody who has been thinking of maybe getting in, some of them are down to a couple of cents, right now. So this might be a good time to maybe throw in like a $10 or whatever, $15 or whatever that you have to spare that you won't mind if you lose it. So again, just be careful, just like how you said, Brian. This might not be the end of it. Tomorrow, market might still be even further down. So it's just to proceed with care.
Yep, that's a great point, Gerard. You put it in also, everybody, it's important to kind of dollar cost average yourself into some of these stocks. I know that they're down, but the road to recovery is going to take at least, anywhere from 6 months. If you go back last year to March 29th, the market didn't recover until around November, December, basically kind of back to similar to what it was a little bit and then a little bit higher after that. So you got time. There's no need to like, oh, I'm gonna drop 10K on QYLD. No, you can dollar cost average yourself in there because it might could just go down the very next day, and then you'd be like, oh man, you had total loss at that point. But kind of gonna talk about Bitcoin. Oh, Bitcoin is looking rough right now. It's I know last week I think we looked at it, we talked about it. It was what 35 or something. Then it dipped below 29. I think it's at like around 30K right now. So, and with that, it just dragged every crypto coin you can think of. Ethereum's down. All your altcoins are down. Crow, Polygon, Matic, every one of them is down right now. So they're pretty good buying opportunities. Emilio, I kind of got into Matic a little bit. Now that you kept mentioning, I looked at more of the product, so I'm into it now. I see what you're saying. Yeah. So, yeah, I think it's so cheap right now. It's like 69 cents. So yeah, I got one.
It's low right now. It's low right now. And it's one of those that you see that you see potential there. You know what I mean? When you talk about Matic, and just looking at all these coins, and I was looking at they're all like 20% below right now. Losing. I'm like, oh man. I'm like, and it's all across the board. You know what I mean? But when you look in terms of like the future, what we looked at, and it's something that I noticed in 2020 when I first got into the Bitcoin. When I first got into crypto and investments, that was my first time ever. It's what I noticed that I was there almost at that time where everything was kind of going on, and it was just going up. You know what I mean? It was when it was at the highest moment. You know what I mean? So learning more, and I know we've said this before in one of our other episodes where we talk about like how like every 4 years you see like a big jump. You know what I mean? So maybe the next jump, because the last jump it was like, let's say from 30 it went to 40 it went to 60. I mean, it was just like a dramatic change. You know what I mean? So for it to go back down to like 28, honestly, it doesn't scare me as much. Honestly, to keep it real, I just look at it where like if you're reading the market, I think we have. I'm trying to remember which episode it was where after like about 4 years, it starts doing that specific change. So if you look at it, if it's 28,000 right now and it went up below the 30, think about it. It might surpass the 60 by December, and this is by December, and I'm calling it right now. And when we do another episode in December, I'm gonna write this down. I'm gonna try to remember, from this conversation where it's 28, one of the lowest that we're at, and I believe it might pass 60, at least, or if not 60, a little bit over 60. You know what I mean? Because I do believe in how that coin moves. It's just kind of weird, but when it moves, it moves. It doesn't move in increments. It moves like substantial amount, like poof. You know what I mean? So and then every coin will follow right behind. So and that's why I see Matic, too. And then you're looking at ApeCoin. I mean, there's so many coins right now that you kind of like you want to see how they're jumping, how they're moving. You know what I mean? So it depends on what you really want to put your money in. You know what I mean? So but it's pretty crazy right now.
Yep. And Emilio, I'm just what you're saying about the Bitcoin, man. Some people are calling this, it's just like the car coming back around to pick up everybody. Everybody who missed out, because I remember me trying to buy some of that $53,000 Bitcoin, and then now everybody coming back around, basically getting on board. So, like, because
Yeah,
more people are in the cryptocurrency than were 2 years ago. So, if these prices have reset, basically more people are getting into it. So, I know the next time it jumps, it'll jump up higher because it was at what 60K one time at one point, and then it dipped back down. So
yeah.
yeah, it's a lot of opportunity out there.
Even ETH right now is, I think, what, at 24. I think it's going at 24 right now, which
Hmm.
is pretty low. You know what I mean, compared to what I remember, or somewhere around the area when I first bought it. When I first got into it, I believe I bought it like at 21 when I got a few coins of those, and then now it's like it went up to like 40 something, 4,500 or something like that around that area. Went back down again. I'm not scared of it. You know what I mean? I'm just looking at, like, the people that who haven't started yet and want to. I think these are around the best times you want to kind of like look at the market and how it's doing, how it's moving. If you see that it keeps going down, just buy it at one point. You know what I mean? Just start with $10, get your feet wet, see if you like it, and look at it like the next month or whatever, and then just go by that. You know what I mean? So I think it's the best time right now. This bear market right now to be bullish.
Oh yeah, very well. Bro, you got any coins you've been looking at, sir?
No, I mean, I'm just gonna second that by saying that most of the stocks and the coins are down. Right?
Hmm.
I mean, buying in or going in right now, you won't really say that you are losing anything, especially if you're going in for the first time, because you are going in when the prices are really low.
Hmm.
So it can only go up from here. Even if it goes down slightly, it's going to go back up. So it's really more of a win-win situation the way that I see it right now for anyone who wants to go in, especially when the price is up.
Absolutely. So we also got to talk about a quick new topic on stable coins in the news. So pretty much everybody might have heard about the TerraLuna stable coin debacle that's going on right now. Basically, TerraLuna is its own blockchain, similar to the Kronos network, Binance, Ethereum. They're their own blockchain, and this particular stable coin is like a seniorage token basically, and it's tied to the Terra Luna token. So Terra Luna, so think of Luna token as basically the Terra Luna's utility token for the entire platform. Anytime you want to do an exchange, move coins around on that network, you're going to need some Luna as part of your gas. So basically, their stable coin was pegged to Terra Luna, and Terra Luna dropped over 99%. And that's crazy. Like, and so with that, it dropped their stable coin down. I think their stable coin is worth maybe about stable coin is always supposed to be pegged at $1. And so I think it dropped to as low as about 38 cent. I'm gonna pull up a quick graph real quick for you guys to see, just like we like to provide evidence for the things that are going on.
Mhm.
so so if you look at hope you guys can see, y'all can see the Terra Luna token right now dropped to nothing, down 99%. Yeah, there's some people I know that are hurting right now because of that. And then not only that, most people think that a stable coin is a good point, a good place to throw some, just regular dollars if you don't feel like dealing with the fluctuation of the market. And I tell people that as well. But not all stable coins are alike. So like Terra Luna, they peg theirs to their platform. And Terra Luna is kind of its own thing. It doesn't have an exchange. It basically relies solely on DeFi to run its entire space. It doesn't have an operational change like crypto.com has Chronos and everything back in that behind it. It has multiple coins on the network. It can leverage other different coins. It can leverage Binance. It can leverage Matic, all these different coins, Bitcoin. And Terra Luna is working on basically its own thing, and it doesn't have that backup support in order to, prevent something like a stable coin from depegging, losing its peg value of $1 and dropping. So think of it basically, every dollar you had basically lost 75 cents if you were inside of the Terra Luna stablecoin at that point.
That's
I ain't never seen nothing like that. I really thought that wasn't a possible thing that could happen. Um, Now I know I'm just gonna be like, I'm either going to stick to USDC or BUSD or one of those type of stable coins, because if it's tied to another cryptocurrency, it could drop depending on the liquidity value.
Yeah.
And see, that's just not everybody knows everything. Like I didn't know that at all until I saw that. So what do you guys think about that? All this craziness that went on.
I mean, I think that uh, overall, I mean, it just basically what we've been mentioning all along is that just be careful whatever money you put in, as an investment. We talked about the rug pulls, which is very important. We talk about how much money you are willing to risk. You know what I mean? Because it is a risk, but with risk comes high rewards. Also, just like we have mentioned. So, with that said, I mean, it's a gamble. It's like going to Vegas, except you're just sitting down in your own sofa, your own car, your own office space, and just putting numbers and putting some money in and thinking for a better return. You know what I mean? So and it's stuff like that we never could think of. Even like a Bitcoin could probably end up going to 1,500. I mean, we never know. You know what I mean? Because it's the possibility of it could be high because how the crypto space is more bullish than anything else. You know what I mean? It could really just just slam down. You know what I mean? All it takes is whoever's working within that network to kind of make it crash or whatever. Or even if there's like such a whale that able to pull out a lot of their money out, that could also, you know what I mean, affect the coin. I believe there was this guy, talking about like the TerraLuna, not that one, but like how there's this particular guy that had, I forgot how many coins in this particular coin. I forgot the name of it, and he said that he couldn't take it out because I think he had about 8% of this coin, and he was not allowed to take it out because if he was to take out money from there, the whole coin will go down. Just something similar to this. It'll go like, a lot. People will lose a lot. So you know what I mean. So there's certain things that are in place, even for like that. You know what I mean. Like not to take all your money out, but at the same time, it seems kind of like, man, I want to take out my money. But at the same time, a lot of people will. You know what I mean. What is this? What's it called? Are gonna feel that. Yeah, they're gonna feel it. You know what I mean? But it's the same thing with the stock market. You know what I mean? We look at those type of things, the big wells that have like a substantial amount. You look at Rivian and GM. I think that took out a lot of, like, I think 8 million or something like that. Recently, you know what I mean, from Rivian's stock. So it affects the stock. You know what I mean? So with Stable Luna, I mean with the Luna, I mean you just never know what's happening in the background. You never know. You know what I mean? Certain movements that's going on. So just be careful. Whatever it is that you want to do, just going with that mindset that you might lose and you might win some. You never know when you're gonna hit. It's like the lotto.
Absolutely. And then I've been seeing a lot of news regulation talking about they need to regulate like stable coins, find out what exactly they're back to. And after this incident, I've read a lot of articles that they don't want it back to a particular cryptocurrency. They want it backed by something like a fiat or just something more stable than just your network coin. And the guy and the developer of Luna, he's like KYC. Everybody knows who his name is. A lot of people, they know it wasn't like he rugged everybody. It was just like the entire market just dropped. There was a lot of sell off, and then that coin just couldn't support the peg of the stable coin, and it basically just lost, and a lot of people lost a lot of money, and that coin still has not recovered. Like
that's gonna take a little bit of time.
Yeah, and I think it might come back, but it'll take a lot of doing, because a coin that's down 99% is any other coin we talking about would be dead. It'll be gone. If that was
you need a whole community to help that coin to come back up. So even 6 months that's the least, but we're looking at about at least a year. You know what I mean? So a whole community to come back around and help that to become more stable again.
Yeah, and then just the press around it. I doubt a lot of people will want to get behind it to push the value back up.
Yeah.
I mean, hopefully, some institutional money can go in to help it out. Probably that's one of the options that I see here. But the thing is that most of this institutional money, they don't want to come in if they don't see any, backbone to where they are putting in their money. And that is the regulation. If they don't see these regulations that is protecting their money, then they're not going to be able to come in. Like DC cannot come in and just throw in millions of dollars. because the money is not really, secured or, backed by anything. So those are just some of the risks, that are there. Everybody just needs to know and be very. You just have to be careful where you put your money. And I'm not sure if you guys even heard about the news about, I believe it's, Coinbase or one of the other, networks that were talking about, the, people potentially losing their investments if they were to go private or something of that nature. So those are some of the things that make people kind of, weary. So wherever you put your money, just know that if you're investing in something like this, there's a possibility that it could vanish. Just invest with care, of course. High risk, high reward, but
Yeah.
it can be a quick heart attack.
Absolutely, guys. So, you guys, we kind of been running a little quick. We're gonna take a quick break just to do the sponsorship thing, and we'll be right back. So, stay with us, guys. We'll see you shortly. All right, everybody, welcome back. Thank you guys for coming back and joining us after that break. So, you guys, we want to kind of show you like some of the stable coins. Like again, we talked about USDC,
Mhm.
BUSD. Those coins, they kind of survived this little incident going on right now just because they have a lot of liquidity back between those tokens and everything. So USDC, that's usually just overall crypto, and then BUSD, which is Binance's version of a US dollar coin. But there are some coins out there that kind of got hurt. So this is kind of in the DeFi space right here. This is Darkness Finance. This is on crypto.com's basically their kind of DeFi space or whatever, and they basically developed their own version of a US dollar coin. But even that coin, if you guys can see it right here, is kind of it dipped, and that's supposed to be a stable coin right there, Darkness US dollar, and it's dipped to 87 cents. So technically, you can get it on the low for less than 50. You get a 15-cent discount off of it, but normally it's at a peg at a US dollar stable 1 to 1. The USDC coin, BUSD, those coins probably drop like a penny. So basically, you're getting a penny off if if you want to invest into stable coins right now. But you can tell that it did do some damage just to the overall market. And same thing. These stable coins that are made on the DeFi space, they're trying to be backed by a crypto. And so same thing. This is backed kind of by the Chronos blockchain. So you did see a heavy discount in some of the stable coins, but they expect those pegs to go back up. Nobody was hit as bad as TerraLuna because they were, that was just an unfortunate thing. It happened for everybody to just kind of sell off their entire network, Um, but most coins weren't hit like that. Like that was just a very unfortunate event right there.
Yeah.
And so we'll link that in the description. That's Darkness Finance. It's off of the Dark and Sky Crypto. We've talked about that before in one of the episodes.
Right.
Just hook up your MetaMask to it, connect to it, see what you can farm out of that wallet. Let me see, guys. We do got a question here. Let me see, Gerard, you want to go with this one?
Yeah. So the question is, what's the road to recovery going to be like? Will everything come back? That's a very good question. Looking at the way that right now, the road to recovery, I would say, is going to be a tedious one because, whenever the market is this down, it takes time. But of course, there's always the recovery. The recovery part is always there. The question is, when is that going to happen? How long is it going to take? Right? And there's also one thing that I want to say is that all of this is happening because there's quite a lot of things that are happening at the same time. The Federal, Reserve increasing, the rates. So that has impacted quite a lot of people. That might have led to people pulling their money out of these places because there is a potential recession that's lurking right at the corner, which means that people are going to want to retain cash in hand. So with all of that happening, the road to recovery is probably going to be as long as the potential recovery of the economy, right, of the recession. Hopefully, it doesn't last. It doesn't come and last for too long. So, my answer for this is that the road to recovery. It's hopeful. There's always a silver lining at the end of the tunnel, but I'm not exactly sure. But I will give it probably like a year or so, like how we mentioned, to see maybe by then things might be back to where they are right now. So that's what I say. I'll pass it on to you.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a lot of things, just like you said, Gerard. It's a combination of multiple things that have gone down. Like a lot of people still haven't recovered jobs. Uh, you know, the cost of living has gone up a lot, and then it's just different little factors. Or people's jobs just simply being replaced. By newer technology, and those jobs aren't available for most people to get back into. And so
Mhm.
it's just messed up. And then the shortages, a whole bunch of large events have taken place solely, and then we're feeling the back effects of what's going on in the market. But do I think everything is going to come back? Yeah, some things may, but not every coin, not every crypto coin, not every stock is going to come back. Some of these are going to be dead in the water. You won't even hear about them anymore. It'll just be
Yeah,
a new age, new coins, and then that'll be it.
yeah.
Miller, you want to add anything to that before?
Yeah, no, definitely, man. I mean, you just said it, yourself, but not everything's gonna come back. You know what I mean? Not everything can come back. I mean, we look at the pandemic. You know what I mean? When it hit, how many restaurants went under? So not everybody's coming back. You know what I mean? Some left and some came. You know what I mean? So they made something out of nothing when the pandemic hit. So you got to be aware of that too. So and not everything's gonna come back, but maybe something else that's better, or maybe something else to kind of like go in and take that spot that can come back in there. When we look at coins, there's probably a coin that's somewhere down the bottom that might jump up. You know what I mean? So they might see something that one of the coins fell that, and they implement something much more better, so that they'll make it a better stable coin or altcoin or whatever the case might be. You know what I mean? So um I look at it like the recovery phase is the same thing. Like this, what the pandemic showed me is the recovery phase of everything. It's first we went into our homes. We're not expecting what's going on. Some of us had to go to work. Some of them couldn't come to work. The jobs that were lost. You know what I mean? Companies that went under. So you look at all of this, and now, you go back to, you fast forward 2 years to where we're at now. um, you look at people that are still working at home. You look at companies that are working remote. Some are not. Some are hybrid. So I mean, it's a change in everything. So the recovery phase is, I mean, we're recovering in certain parts of it, and in certain parts, it's kind of still looking ugly because we're hit from every direction, everything. You know what I mean? When something was going well, we're getting from hit from this side. When that was going well, we got hit from this side. So I think that everybody got tested in some type of way. You know what I mean? And the thing is, how you're gonna recover from that. So not everything's gonna come back. Some of them will. It's just a matter of how you look at things. You know what I mean? And look at Tesla. Even Tesla. You look at Tesla, Starbucks. You look at all these big companies and what China's happening. What's going on in China. When you look at Shanghai, you have Tesla that has like a big factory out there, and they can't make nothing happen. For the last 6 weeks. You know what I mean? Because they closed down Shanghai, so that affects the stock also because of all the deliveries that they have to make. So you got to look at so many things that take part of what's going on. But the road to recovery is going to be, what I mean, just like you said, maybe the next year you should see a change. You know what I mean? But we'll see what comes up. But.
Absolutely, well said, Emilio. Yeah, things are gonna come back. It's gonna be a lot of changes. So just gotta roll with the punches.
Yeah.
All right, so you guys, that is episode 21. Another good time. Thank you guys for joining us for another episode. Thank you for the likes, the comments, the subscribes, the questions that you guys give us, and any feedback. If you guys want us to talk about a particular subject, just hit us up. And if you guys also want to join the show as well, always, just DM us, send us a message. We're welcome to have anybody on to share ideas. Uh, so that's it for me. Emilio, what you got for us?
That's it, man. Just thank you everybody who's returned and watch our videos. Anybody who's new, anybody who has subscribed to our channel, thank you very much. We appreciate the love. Just make sure you just go ahead and pass it on to somebody that might not have no knowledge about cryptocurrency. They might only heard about stocks and haven't done nothing. Just go ahead and just whichever one they want to see, even if it's not the first one, just go ahead and jump into it. Whichever episode, they're all good, honestly, because we're covering all different types of things, from A to bottom, from A to Z, you know what I mean? In the middle, where we're just jumping around and trying to still, form our community too, because we are a community, in itself. So thank you all.
Absolutely. Gerard, what you got for us, sir?
Just thank you to everyone again. Please like, subscribe. We love, seeing you come back, and we always appreciate the support. And we again want to make sure that our audience knows that we are doing this for the average Joes, the average people just like us, just sharing ideas on how we can, get some passive income. So it doesn't hurt. Pass that, pass that message on to the person. So if you like, what you're seeing, let us know by leaving a comment. Come back again, and please do share, like, press the notification, bell, so that when we have any other video tomorrow, you are going to be notified. So again, thank you, and look forward to seeing you all again next week.
Absolutely. There's another episode down, you guys. We will see y'all next week. Take it easy.
Yep. Peace.
Ciao, ciao, ciao.